Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for stopping by this week to get your weekly fix. My name is Jacob. Joining me, as always, is Zane, and we have a very fun podcast for you guys today. We're going to be talking about our most anticipated projects coming up, whether it's movies, TV shows, anything. We're going to be getting into that and talking a little bit about it. And then we're going to round the show out with some trivia questions for Zane because it's been a minute since he's been quizzed here on the podcast. And I think it's about time that we put his brain to the limits. But before we get into any of that, Zane, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Coming off a pretty incredible weekend. We had a church service yesterday that was just awesome. Very
Mhm.
good. Connect group was wonderful. Church was great. And then we had a chili cook-off. And we actually had a ton of coworkers come. So I had three of my coworkers and their spouse come to church, which was really awesome, encouraging, and it's just a really big deal. So coming off that high, then today kind of was a wild day at work. We found a cat and it kind of derailed the day. So it was still fun, but
Yeah.
kind of a wild moment. So, but yeah, I'm doing really good. Feeling fresh. What about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Ready for the week. It's going to be a busy week for us this week at my work. We're a little short-handed this week. Got some people on vacation, but it should be a fun time nonetheless. And I'll reiterate what you said about the church services yesterday. I had a great time at the sing that we did last night. It was so much fun. Some great music was performed, and then the chili cook-off with a bunch of desserts. I mean, come on, can't be beat, right?
Oh
Some
yeah.
really great times. So I feel like that our church does a really good job too of like really making those like events and stuff really feel like a community thing. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
a really good time. So no, I reiterate all those things you said. I had a really great time, but I'm pretty stoked about this podcast. We haven't. It's
Yeah.
been a little while since we've really just kind of had like a straight up conversation. A lot of the time, we
Okay.
try to structure these podcasts with like topics and stuff, and that's great and all. But sometimes it's fun just to sit down and let's just get to talking about some projects that we're excited for, why we're excited about them. And so I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm sure you've got some sort of an idea of some projects you want to bring up here in this podcast, but I want to start off first
Go
because
ahead, because this is
I'm
this is
repping the shirt. I'm repping the shirt, and I know we're both excited for this. We talked about it a couple weeks ago after the New York Comic Con announcement, but I don't think you can ever talk about Invincible enough. This is, I know it's not a list, we're not structuring it this way. This is my most anticipated project, though, that we have coming up in the future. I love Invincible. If you guys know me, if you follow me outside of the podcast on my YouTube channel, you know how much I'm invested in Invincible, trying to get all the single issues, collecting compendiums, Funko Pops, action figures, everything, right? I love it. And I'm so pumped for this upcoming season. I know you are as well, but Zane, is Invincible on your highly anticipated upcoming projects?
Oh, absolutely. And what's so funny is this is like probably you said you're like so excited for this podcast. This is actually one of the least prepared I've ever felt for a podcast.
Good, good. That's what I
Because
wanted.
we texted you and you were like, "Hey, I got it," and I was like, "Okay." And so
Yeah.
I looked at some lists, but you were like, "Let's keep it conversational." So I was like, "All right." But yes, Invincible is very high on my list. I definitely want to see what they're gonna do with it. I want to see where this story progresses. I love the aspect that he's throwing in some of those with Damien Darkblood that it's not
Mhm.
in the comics, that they are still wanting to make sure that there's something fresh, there's something new for even people like you who are now reading the comics who know what's coming, but we don't know everything. And
Mhm.
so I like that aspect, even though I haven't read the comics, so I don't know anything that's coming. I have had some spoilers. I do know some things that are here and there, so it's never going to be completely unspoiled just because we live in the technology age where, you know, you can just be scrolling on Facebook and then all of a sudden, there's a comic strip of, Battle Beast ripping Invincible in half, and I guess that's how he
Yeah.
dies.
Yeah.
Not what happens. That's not a spoiler for anyone, but yes,
At least
Invincible
we
is,
hope not, right?
yeah.
Like we really don't know because I've not read the comics all the way. You've not read them, so if we did spoil that, that was very inadvertent.
Yeah, clairvoyance,
Yeah.
that's what we're repping here. But no, I'm very excited for Invincible, and really honestly, just the quality of the voice cast and the storytelling and the heart within it. I'm very excited. I hope they keep some of those through lines. I hope they clean up some of those morals and like really kind of get to see him come into making his own moral decisions instead of like shying away from his dad, instead of just being angry at Cecil. Like let's let the dude think. Let's let the dude come into his own. I want to see Mark really develop his sense of justice, his sense of morality, and what he's going to do to kind of lead this new empire against the Viltrumites. So I'm excited. I don't know what's on the horizon, but I know I'm ready to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, I think you touched on a point. Like, we're both ready for Mark to kind of take his own steps in a sense, right? And I
Yeah.
think that's one of the things that's made the show so fun is it really is kind of like a teenage superhero show, right? Like, he is a teenager, he's
Yeah.
in high school, and he just graduated, all that stuff. He's going to start developing, those adult traits of, making decisions on your own, not just trying to follow the crowd or not just trying to be different for the sake of being different. So I'm excited for that as well. I do think that's definitely something that should be on the horizon for him, as a character, is developing his own traits, making his own decision, and living with his own consequences. So yeah, Invincible. I think we talked about it a ton, but obviously it's got to get brought up on here because we love the show so much. So Zane, why don't you hit me with one of your projects you're excited about?
Honestly, probably the most excited project of next year coming out is The Odyssey. I
Okay.
cannot wait for that film. Christopher Nolan is, I think we can solidify him currently as my favorite director.
Mhm.
I think his portfolio stands for itself. He doesn't really miss. Even the ones that are questionable still are fantastic and amazing. So I cannot wait. And then the cast that they got behind it. We got um Matt Damon, we got uh, Tom
Tom
Holland,
Holland.
we got
Yep.
John Bernthal, Zendaya's in it. It's just an all-star cast doing one of the coolest stories, which is Greek mythology. I love Greek mythology. I love kind of getting to see what we're gonna do with this. And so the Odyssey, super stoked for that film.
Now, are you familiar with like the story of the Odyssey and stuff, or will this kind of be your first introduction into it?
It's not my first introduction, and I've read portions of the Odyssey. I've never read the
Mhm.
entire Odyssey, but I kind of know what's going on with it. But
Okay.
this will probably be my deepest dive into it at the time because I know I haven't sit down and read the entire thing, but I know the
Mhm.
synopsis of it. Like I've got the cliff notes
Gotcha. Yeah, this will
essentially.
be my complete first introduction period into it.
Okay.
I've never read any excerpts from it, like nothing. I think really my only excitement for the movie because of those reasons is Christopher Nolan, right? Like he's
Okay.
going to put on a phenomenal movie no matter what he works on. His projects just have so much passion in them. Like everything he works on, it is what he is wanting to work on at that moment. So I'm stoked about that one. I'm glad you brought it up because I really wasn't even thinking about it. And I think it's just like it's those blockbuster movie events that make going to the theater so exciting. And I don't know anybody that does it better than Christopher Nolan. Maybe Cameron, maybe James Cameron. I think those two would be
Yeah.
the guys that like get people in the theaters just because of who's directing the movie. I don't think there's a lot of directors out there that are like that.
Yeah.
We
Quentin
have some that are
Tarantino can kind of
Tarantino's up
have
there.
that. But
Yeah.
he's so graphic with his. It's
Hmm.
very difficult for a lot of people to get joined in.
Yeah. So I really think like Cameron and Nolan, they kind of are the
Yeah.
two in my mind that I think of like the top director. Like if you're directing a movie or you're getting to hire the director, you can almost put them on any project and it's going to turn out pretty good. So no, I'm excited
Yeah.
you brought that one up.
Yeah, and that is funny that like directors that are bringing stuff to the table.
Hmm.
I can sit there and I can think of, directors that I love.
Yeah.
But if you see the name and like you're not into tracking movies and you're not into this, I don't know how many more like getting big box office numbers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I feel like they're like household
Scorsese,
names.
like Scorsese, but
Yeah. And
he's
I,
kind of past. I know the Irishman like was beloved by a lot, but you know, 3 hours and 15 minutes of or longer, uh that was rough.
I feel like one director that's actually kind of getting to that point a little bit is Denis Villeneuve, the Dune
Yeah.
director. I feel like he's started to etch himself a little bit in there just because how well the Dune movies were received. I believe did he
He's
do
there
was
for
it
me.
Blade did he do Blade Runner?
Blade Runner 2049,
Yeah.
and then he
So
also did Arrival. He did
mhm.
Sicario, which Sicario is
I actually
awesome.
haven't seen that. That's
Yeah.
it's on my list of movies I need to check out.
Yeah. Yeah. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, so I love like kind of seeing it. It's going to get to the point where those guys will be the household names, just because the generation that's growing up with them coming out with movies, is
Yeah.
getting there. It's kind of like our generation, but like Nolan and Cameron kind of like exceed that. Like they're all
Yeah.
generations kind of know that name, which is really cool. So no, I love the Odyssey. That's a really good shout. Yeah, it's one we're definitely going to be seeing. I know that's for
Oh
sure,
yeah,
and
for
we'll
sure.
we'll definitely have a review for the podcast. So my next project I want to bring up is one that it's got some mixed opinions on recently. But if you know me, you know how much I love it, and we're gonna bring it into some TV show stuff for a little bit here. Coming out this year, Stranger Things, right?
Ooh.
Like
Okay.
I know a lot of people are kind of over it in a sense because it's been so long since we've had the next season. The actors don't even look like kids anymore. Like I saw someone doing the Funko Pop review of the new Stranger Things pops, and they were looking at them and they're like, the Funko Pops don't even look like kids anymore. Like, what are we doing? But I just think for me, the story is so good, and I'm still so interested to see how this all wraps up that I'm still hooked in it. Like I'm so excited for this project to come out. I know it's going to be phenomenal. I know the rumor of the how long the episodes were going to be has been debunked. I think the Duffer Brothers have come out and said like they're not like 2 hour
Yeah.
long episodes. They're like 45 minutes to an hour and a half, which is perfect for me with something as big as Stranger Things in its final season. But I feel like we have to mention it because even though people are a little sick of it, I still think it's going to break some records when it does get released on streaming.
I mean, it's gotta deliver.
Mhm.
It's gotta deliver. I think what's gonna be funny about this one is I think people are gonna wait to watch it. Like, I don't think that people are, because it's not a full release all at once. I think there's a
Yeah.
potential that people are like, okay, let me see what the reviews are like, and until the second part comes out. I don't feel like there's an urgency like there quite was with the last season. I don't feel it
Okay.
personally within the community that I'm walking.
Yeah.
But that could be different for a lot of people. But I am personally am still very excited for this. Not as excited as I was last time,
Mhm.
but still, yeah, I am excited for the conclusion. The adults thing does kind of strike me funny. There was a post on, I think it was on Facebook or Instagram, and it was like, can't wait to watch a bunch of 30-year-olds look at each other and say friends don't lie. Like like
Yeah.
I just I thought I laughed so hard when I saw it because like, yeah, that's gonna be pretty rich. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
very excited projects nonetheless.
I feel like they have done the hair and makeup team for Stranger Things has done a really phenomenal job
They're gonna have
every
to.
season. And this is going to be their tallest task because like they're not even like even outside of Stranger Things, they are not acting like kids anymore. Like I remember there
Oh
was like a
no.
stretch where like they were in that weird stage, like they were still associated with Stranger Things, but they were getting older, so they were still playing the part even outside of the work. But now they're legit like 20 some years old kids. Like they're not gonna want to keep acting like that for much longer. And I've even heard some of the actors like they've loved that they're a part of this, but they're like, I'm kind of ready to take on some grown up roles, right? So I'm interested just to see how it all closes out. Are you
I'm
looking up
trying.
the ages right now?
I was looking up the one because the one aged just absolutely the worst. Finn, is it Finn? Finn Wolfhard? Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, that kid. Like all the other ones, I can see like, okay, like a little bit of makeup, a little bit of stuff can kind of work, but Finn just like he's the
yeah,
one
he
that
just looks old
really like super exited that like completely. Caleb McLaughlin as well, like he definitely looks like a young man now, but it's just so funny. Like
yeah,
Dustin's still gonna be
yeah.
like
His
he's got
hair
that.
alone.
Yeah.
Yep,
He can play it off still, but yeah, it's Finn, who plays Mike in Stranger Things. I really am like with him. I'm like, I don't know how this next season's gonna go because even in last season, I felt like I was like, he's kind of pushing pretty hard the limit of playing a teenager.
for sure. No, I think it's going to be interesting, but I do think it's going to live up to the hype. I just have so
Okay.
much faith in this directive team and the story that they want to tell. I think it's going to be awesome. So yeah, Stranger Things. Starting off with two of my favorite projects, literally of all time, Invincible and Stranger Things. So can't really go wrong with those two. And we're getting them pretty close to each other, right? We're gonna get
Yeah.
Stranger Things in December, and then just a couple months later, a few months later in March, we should be getting the next season of Invincible. So I think this next, we're really not going to have much more time for a little while to start having these type of podcast episodes because
Yeah.
it's been a little bit of a lull. But I'm not going to go ahead and start talking about other projects yet. But we have a lot of stuff getting ready to finally start coming out. So it's going to be a lot of fun to get back to breaking down some stuff and getting into these episode reviews a little bit and just talking about stuff on a week to week basis. So that's why I'm excited we're getting to do this now. But Zane, what's your next project?
I mean, I don't think this is going to come as a surprise to anybody, but the lanterns. I can't wait for
Yeah. Okay. There we
lanterns.
go.
I'm so excited for the Green Lantern show to be done proper and right, and we're actually going to get some down to earth Green Lanterns, which I was really interested when James Gunn said that. With the universe that he's kind of put on display so far, it doesn't seem down to earth. It doesn't seem like grounded. But
Mhm.
yet then he talks about this Green Lantern Corps movie or TV show, and he's saying this is going to be very grounded, very realistic, like a gritty look at this Lantern Corps. Like we got John Stewart,
Mhm.
and I'm really curious how this is gonna play because I love the aspect that we got John Stewart, we got Hal Jordan coming up, and we got phenomenal actors behind both of them. I think Aaron's gonna just absolutely kill John Stewart,
Yeah.
and everyone is excited about that casting. Everyone is excited to see what he can do with the character, and so I think that's just gonna be like, yes, okay, here we go. DC is here, and it's here to stay.
For sure. Yeah, and it's funny too. I've heard those grounded rumors in comments, right? Of
Yeah,
all the things that we're gonna
all
make
of them.
grounded, it's green. It's the Lantern Corps, like maybe one of the most ungrounded things of the DC universe. But you know, we in James Gunn we trust, right? Like we're gonna put our trust in him with this DC universe and see where he takes us. Those are comments I would like to hear a little bit more, like when it comes to like Batman. Like I feel like that's
Yeah,
when you could make it a little more grounded, right? Like he doesn't have superpowers; he's just a genius, billionaire, right? Um, but no, I'm excited for the Lantern show. I'm fiending for any DCU content. Like I am so ready for everything that we have coming up. I mean, just to talk about some of the projects, we have the Lantern Corps, we have Superman's already gotten its second movie announcement. We have
yep.
Supergirl coming out. Um, it is rumors are heating up for Batman Brave and the Bold. I don't know
Okay,
if you saw the little teaser for it's at the new It TV show. I think there's a show like a Netflix show for the It like horror franchise.
okay.
And what's the director's name? Is it Andy Muschietti or something like that?
I haven't heard anything about
Um,
it.
I think he's supposed to be having a part in Brave and the Bold. And there's a scene in it where there's a kid reading the first appearance of Clayface in the
Okay,
Batman comic. And so some people are starting to think like, okay, they're starting to leak a little bit about what could be happening in the DCU.
okay.
So I'm hoping that some of this stuff is really starting to come to light because we have some stuff coming up on the horizon. We do have a little break for the DCU here, but like I said, I'm just ready for any DCU projects because I'm excited for all of them. So, are you able to find that picture?
I can't. I saw that James Gunn shared that comic book
Maybe that's what it was. Something like that's what
title,
I saw.
but yeah, that actually made me think. I was like, man, is that teasing that Batman's gonna show up in Clayface? Like, is that gonna be his first appearance outside of
That
Creatures Commando?
that's what I'm starting to think. Like, are they starting to like feed us a little bit of rumor? And the fact that James Gunn, he wears it on his sleeves, man.
Oh
Like
yeah,
when
he
he
loves
wants to
it.
leak something or tease it, he does it. And this just seems like a perfect way for him to do that. And yeah, so bringing up the lanterns is awesome. But really, for me, like just to get one of my excited projects out of it, just anything for the DCU, like
Yeah,
I'm ready for all of it. Like you said, it's here to stay, and I think they're all going to be pretty awesome hits when they come out.
yeah. I know you mentioned Supergirl. That's another one that's like right there for me.
Yeah.
I love the comic book so much. I think it was so beautifully done, and the people who are
Hmm.
criticizing like what the comments have been said about Supergirl, that it's kind of like Guardians-esque. It's a journey. It's like they're like, oh, he doesn't know how to do anything else, and it's like, have you read the comic? Like, do you know
No,
anything
they
about the
haven't.
storyline? Like, this is a found family story with broken people with a
Yep.
conclusion. Like, I don't know.
I
It's
did
hard.
hear recently with Supergirl, they're actually reshooting a few scenes
Okay.
for the movie, and they believe they are scenes that they are implementing David Cornsweet into as Superman to try and link
Okay.
the world a little bit more together, which I'm all for that. Like I think
Yeah.
good ways of doing that, which I think James Gunn did a phenomenal job in Superman. Spoilers here if you haven't seen Superman, so click off now. But Supergirl's appearance in that, really fun, right? Like just such a great way to kind of bring the world together and let you know that all these characters are coexisting in it. And I think he's
Yeah.
one of the best at doing that. Yeah, Supergirl, like you just mentioned, another one for me. But like I said, anything DCU for me,
Anything
put it
DC.
on the list because I'm just so excited for this world. There's been some rumors. I'll bring up my next anticipated projects here because I've been talking about them a lot recently. But they're not ones that are like right on the horizon. They're ones that are like almost just kind of leaked recently. But if you're a comic book reader, it was just kind of announced that Robert Kirkman's Energon universe, which is the Transformers and G.I. Joe in a combined world, is supposed to be getting an animated adaptation in the vein of Invincible. So it'll be a little bit
Right.
more adult centered and stuff like that. I've heard that there's another rumor coming out that Absolute Batman, which is my favorite ongoing comic run, might be getting picked up to do an animated run itself, which would just be icing on the
Okay.
cake for me. That is super like
Do you think
that's
you
not
have
really
enough
even
content yet to do that? Because there's
well,
only
this would
like
be this is
12 episodes
so
out, right? Comics
there's
out?
13
13.
issues
Okay.
now. And this is such early like the reason why this is really probably not even worth bringing up. The only reason this even is getting headlines is because the artist for Absolute Batman had mentioned recently that he would love to see the studio that did the Cyberpunk anime TV show. He said he would love to see that studio do an
Okay.
Absolute Batman thing. So just when you start saying stuff like that, it gets people talking, and you never know when something's gonna stick. And you have such a big title like Batman, anyone would be interested in picking that up and animating it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just all these comic book stuff we're getting. There's another one called Something is Killing the Children, which I have not read the entire run of it yet. I've only read a few of the issues, but from what I read, it is phenomenal. It's supposed to be getting an animated adaptation, and it's also getting a live action movie, which
And
is
that's
kind of
Something is Killing the
interesting.
Children.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it a
Something is
Batman
killing the.
story or is it completely
No,
separate?
it's its own thing. I
Okay.
think the it's by Boom Studios is the publisher for Something is Killing the Children. The premise for that is these kids go missing and they come back and they have these like horror stories of these monsters that they saw while they were missing. So there's the main character goes out and tries to find these monsters that were taking and killing the children. So
Okay.
it is a little bit more of like a horror type comic, and so
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure the animated.
doesn't
Oh, it's
sound
not.
my
It's not
speed.
family friendly. No, it's not family friendly. But it's gonna be. It's another one of those like more mature animated shows that they're probably gonna do, probably similar to Invincible and what the Energon
Okay.
universe is gonna be. But that's got me super stoked because what I have read of that series, it is really really good, and it's gotten. I think that's even up to like 40 some issues now, if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken.
So
Maybe
you're
I'm
getting
wrong.
quite a bit.
Yeah, so there's enough there to really start having some substance for what's going on. I might be wrong on how many issues there are. I know there's at least over 25 or
Super
right up to
interesting.
30. So those are a few of the projects I'm interested in. If you're not like super into comic books, those probably don't
Yeah.
interest you a lot right now. I do think even if you are interested in comic books though, the Transformers GI Joe thing will interest just about anybody because those are two cool IPs. And when you mention that they're going to be in the vein of Invincible, and Robert Kirkman is the creator of basically both of them.
Yeah.
Probably going to be pretty good.
So, question on that. Have you watched Transformers 1?
No, not I. That's a movie I need to watch. I heard it got great reviews. A lot
Yeah,
of people really enjoyed it.
everyone was like, who has like just recently watched it is like, how in the world did you guys go to the theaters for this garbage and not watch Transformers 1? Like,
Yeah.
so I thought that was pretty cool because it's not too often that you find something, a cult classic, kind of that quickly, which I think that's kind of becoming for the people who love the Transformers world. They really
Mhm.
liked it, and they say it was really well done. So I was curious, since you are a pretty big fan of that universe, I was curious if you had checked it out. And it's animated, which is like kind of right up your alley.
Well, I will say for like Transformers, really the only like connection I have to it is this Energon universe. I had never read
Okay.
any of the comics before. I had watched like the Michael Bay live action movies like everybody else
Yeah.
did with Shia LaBeouf and stuff. Like those are cult classics in my mind. But I
Those are
have
just
not
classics.
watched. Yeah, they're just classics.
Yeah,
Um,
not cult classic, just
I
classics.
haven't watched like a lot of the like I've never watched like the animated like cartoon for Transformers. I haven't seen Transformers 1. I do know a lot of people are hoping that the voice actors from Transformers 1 do get picked up to do the Energon
Okay.
universe counterparts, which I think would be cool because by all accounts Transformer 1's was fantastic. Those voice actors apparently did a really good job. So they probably do deserve to be those characters again. But knowing Robert Kirkman, if he has any say in it, they got no chance, right? Like it's gonna be like the biggest names ever
Well,
play.
I mean,
Like
it's
we're
Chris
probably gonna have like
Hemsworth.
that's true. Yeah,
Like those, like that cast was stacked.
yeah. So
There were some other really big names in it too. I can't remember who played opposite of him, but like I don't think any of them were like any slacks.
like no names.
Yeah.
So if they have a big following, maybe they got a chance. But if you were like if this is your first animated project, good luck. Because you got to either be like, if I had to guess, so Optimus Prime will probably be J.K. Simmons, and
Oh, you think
then
so? I mean,
Bumblebee will
okay.
be Steven Yeun.
Yeah, it had Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Brian
Okay.
Tyree Henry, Keegan Michael Key, Steve Buscema, Lawrence Fishburne, John
Oh,
Hamm.
so
Like
they
like
might
some
get to come
name after
back. They might
name.
get to
Like
come back.
yeah, like those are some massive
I,
names.
I think at that point it'll be, do they want to come back?
Right. Well, that's the kind of thing with Chris. Like, I don't know if Chris is really gonna want to come back and do it. 'Cause especially with like, I know he's really struggling with his he has a
Yeah, the disease. Yeah.
mental health disease. I'm curious like how much longer he's really gonna push himself to do things.
I
Or
know
kind of
a
like kind
big
of chill
push.
off a little bit.
I know a big push for him was he was wanting to continue to do a lot of these projects so that his kids, his daughter, had like something to
Okay.
look back on one day. I know that was a big push for him. Why he's wanted to continue as Thor, right? Is
Okay.
so he could have like those things to look back on and be remembered by in a sense.
Okay.
So I think that's cool. I would love if he would reprise his role. Obviously haven't watched Transformers 1, but I love when there's big names attached to projects like that.
Yeah.
So that would be really cool. But yeah, those are a few more of my excited projects. Zane, you got anything else you wanted to talk about?
I feel like there was one, but it's kind of slipping my mind right now. So I think I'm gonna call it good here. We'll call it
Okay.
good here. If we have any more anticipated, we'll get on let it. Oh, I figured the one that you would say I do want to talk about. It's the Darth Maul Shadow
Oh yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
what is it? Shadow
What
Lord?
is
Yeah,
Shadow
Darth Maul
Lord? Yeah,
Shadow
yeah.
Lord. I'm excited for
Oh,
that.
yeah. I mean, any Star Wars animated project is
Yeah.
usually pretty cool. You
I just
tie
thought it
it
was worth
to
mentioning.
well, I mean, in the vein of worth mentioning, right? We do have the slew of Avengers movies coming out. We have a new Spider-Man movie coming out.
Yeah.
Daredevil, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So obviously, we're not going to be talking about every project that's
Everything.
coming out, and we're excited for a lot more than we're actually mentioning here on the podcast. But we'd be
True,
here for
true.
another 2 or 3 hours if we wanted to go through everything. So no, I think this is a great place to call it. I think we talked about some fun stuff, but Zane, are you ready to get into some of these trivia questions that I have for you?
I honestly don't think I am.
I think you are. I think you're going to
Okay.
do good. Now, the reason, guys, that this trivia idea even got sparked is because I believe it was after the last podcast episode. We were sitting in Discord after we were done recording, and Zane pulled up his IMDb. And how many movies did you have that you have rated? Or I think it's movies and like TV episodes and shows and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
it's
It's
too
a
much.
lot. It's a lot.
It's like 1300. It's too
So
many. It's too many.
So I saw that and I was like, Zane's movie trivia knowledge should be pretty decent. And by no accounts are these questions hard. I wasn't putting them through
Okay.
the ringer. There might be a few that he has to think on for a second just so he doesn't get tripped up. But I feel like these questions, they're very generic, right? They're not Avengers questions. They're not Marvel. They're not Star Wars. There are some of those sprinkled in there, but there's some other stuff in here that I think will be fun. So, Zane, are you
Okay.
ready for your very first question?
I'm ready.
All right. You're going to laugh when you hear what this first one is from.
You're not. So what's funny is one of the reasons I love like movies and trivia so much is on road trips. My family would come up with questions from movies to try to stump somebody else. So this is like bringing me right back to my roots, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a lot of fun. And I think this is something we can kind of implement more often because every time we've done the trivia questions, whether the viewers like them or not, which I think they do, I always have a really good time with them. So,
Yeah.
no, I think this is going to be a good time. So,
Okay.
Zayd, your first question in Fast and Furious. See, I told you there's no rhyme or reason to these questions. They are all over the place. All right. In Fast and Furious, so we're talking about the first one, the first Fast and Furious. All right. Brian owes Dom a 10-second car. What car does he get him?
A Supra.
Yes. First question. See, I told you these aren't. Okay. They're pretty similar style questions to this, but they're very like lots of different genres. So, Toyota Supra. Yeah. I think we should honestly, we've talked about like going back and reviewing old movies, and we've done like our car movie stuff. Maybe one day we need to just like rank the entire Fast and Furious. Whatever.
I would have to watch it all. So.
Oh, me too. I haven't watched them all either. I haven't seen probably the last 3, if I had to guess.
I saw a video of like somebody was like, "What kind of strength are you looking for?" And they were like, "This type of strength." And it was like Dawn bending a piece of rebar and flipping a car up and then holding a door from a helicopter shots. And I'm like, I can't believe that is what
he's a modern day Steve Rogers, dude. That's really what he is. He is a modern day super soldier. Dude, there's one clip. I haven't seen this movie, whichever Fast and Furious this is from, but a car gets like blown up. Like he's standing on a car and this car gets like launched in the air and he like catches it out of the air. What? I need to find the picture. I gotta find the picture of it because it is hilarious looking. But I'll find it. Yeah, that franchise has just really, it's done what it's needed to do. It has raised the stakes in every movie, right? Like I think in one of the last ones they sent a car to space, which was like the last frontier for them.
Why not?
Yeah, let's just have fun with it. All right, First question you got correct. Let me put a little check mark next to this one so we do not forget which ones you get right and which ones you get wrong. All right, second question. This one should be an easy one. In Saving Private Ryan, who is the actor for Private Ryan?
Oh, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Easy question. All right. This is one of the ones I think might stump you a little bit. Okay. In Toy Story, what is the name of Buzz Lightyear's HQ?
Star Command?
Man, okay, you got that one. That was a pretty quick answer for you, too. Alrighty, we're blowing through these. That is 3 for 3 so far. All right, next up. Right. This one I think you should get, too. Who is responsible for King T'Chaka's death?
King T'Chaka.
Think Civil War. What's going on in that movie?
Okay, so ultimately, it was
who orchestrates. Let's put it that way. Who orchestrates Baron Zemo. The death? Yes. Okay. That question could be a little bit.
Soldier could have been.
Okay. Yeah, because kind of involved in it. Yeah. Okay. So the orchestrator was Baron Zemo. That was the answer I was looking for. Correct. That is 4 for 4. This is a fun, easy one. But Zane, if there was something strange in your neighborhood, who would you call?
Ghostbusters.
That is correct. Alrighty, next up. In Star Wars, who is responsible for killing Jabba the Hutt?
Princess Leia?
Yes, good job. That's one I know you're not like your Star Wars trivia, for some of them, but that's a little bit of an interesting one because it is a quick little moment that it happens in. So I know some people like say Luke Skywalker and stuff like that, but no, that is correct. So we're 6 for 6 so far.
I'm pretty sure she like choked him to death. But
yeah, she like puts her like slave chain around him and yeah. So we got 15 questions. You are 6 for 6 so far. Next question up is in Inception. What is Leonardo DiCaprio's character using to tell if he is in a dream?
The top.
A top. That is correct.
Yeah.
Bonus points if you can tell me what color the top is.
It's silver.
Yep. It is correct. All right, next question, number 8. During filming The Lord of the Rings, Viggo Mortensen, who plays Aragorn, is known for breaking which bone?
His toe when he kicks a helmet out of frustration.
Yes, there we go. I'm proud of you, Summer. I told you I thought you'd get all of these. They're not super
All right,
hard.
good.
But yeah, 8 for 8. Next up, number 9. What is the first rule of Fight Club?
Don't talk about Fight Club.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Next one, another easy question for you. What alien race invades New York City in the Avengers?
The Chitauri.
Correct. Like I said, some of these are pretty easy.
Okay.
But they're fun generic movie questions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What dish does Remy cook in Ratatouille?
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Yes, that is correct. I would have put some of these fun ones in there to see if you get a little tripped up on them. All right.
He cooks a lot of dishes, but that's
he does cook a lot. But that's the
one.
dish.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
the dish.
that's the dish.
In the Transformers, which we actually just talked about, what type of car is Bumblebee?
A Camaro.
Yes, he is. Correct.
Yeah.
All right, next one. In A Bug's Life, what flick invention causes trouble?
Oh man, it's the Harvester 3000.
That I would have taken just Harvester because the answer is just a grain harvester.
Okay.
But I'm surprised you got that one. That was one of the harder ones I thought you would maybe have to think on a little bit. You were quick to that one, though. All right. Who actually drew the sketch of Rose in Titanic?
It's Jack. Right? Leonardo DiCaprio. Jack.
No, who actually drew the actual drawing? Do you know who actually
drew it?
Mm-hmm.
No clue.
No clue. You don't want to take a shot in the dark out there?
James Cameron.
James Cameron is correct. Yes, he actually is. He was the one that drew the actual sketch of her in the Titanic, which I thought was kind of interesting. And then your last question. You've gotten them all right so far, so no pressure on this one. What is the name of the dog in Sandlot?
Oh no.
What is his name? I'll help you out. It's not what the kids call him.
Yeah, the kids call him Beast.
Yep. What is his actual name?
Oh, what is his actual name?
This is the last question. The buddy is riding on this question here. This is to go 15 for 15.
What is his name? All right.
It's like that SpongeBob episode. What's his name? What's his name?
I want to say like Spot, or like it was like not a scary name.
I wouldn't say it's a scary name, but it is a very it's a good name. Think.
Does it start with a B?
It does not. It starts with an H. Think like Thor.
Is it Hercules?
It is Hercules. Hercules is the actual name of the beast.
That doesn't count. I got a letter.
I'm counting it. I'm counting it. So 15 for 15. Pretty easy questions, nothing too crazy there. But I was hoping some of them might trip you up. I thought Star Command might get you because I didn't know how much you've watched Toy Story, and if you haven't watched it a bunch, I don't think that would be something you would kind of really think about. What other one did I think might get you? I thought Princess Leia might trip you up a little bit.
Yeah,
for who killed Jabba the Hutt.
Definitely could have went 50-50 on that one.
Yeah,
because I almost did say Luke, but I was like, nah, she chokes him. But I
couldn't
remember if anything happens after that.
Yeah, to actually final blow him, kinda.
Yeah.
I was curious if you would get the Lord of the Rings one, because that's a very well-known thing, but it's also kind of obscure. I feel like everyone talks of have you seen those memes where it's showing my girlfriend Lord of the Rings? This is where he breaks his toe. So that one was fun. What else? I really did not. If there was one I didn't think you would get, it was definitely the Bug's Life. What invention did flick cause trouble? I thought that would be one you wouldn't have gotten, because I don't think we have ever brought up A Bug's Life on the podcast. That is probably
maybe in
did we bring it up in an anime? Yeah, maybe
in the Pixar ranking we mentioned
I don't remember if it. Yeah,
I just said it was low. Yeah, he just I can even say it. He's like, oh, I'm running late, and then he throws the thing down, and it keeps going and knocks all the food into the water.
Yeah. And then I really thought the Sandlot one. I'm giving it to you because you did get it.
Okay.
Hercules, because a lot of
Like,
people would have just said the Beast. Like
yeah.
that's kind of what everyone refers to it as, but it's not his actual name. So good job,
Yeah,
15 out of 15.
what a great movie The Sandlot is.
Oh, dude, it's one of my. It's a top movie for me. Like every time I watch it, it's one of the movies I probably watched more than a lot of movies because
Yeah.
it is a movie you can throw on in the background and like
So
just
good.
stop and watch it any second. Like they're all like all the moments are so good. I don't think I've ever watched the second Sandlot. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I know I have, but I don't remember it.
I
Nothing
don't
like
think
the
it's.
first one.
Yeah, I don't even think it's really like. I don't think people like it as much as the first one. Like,
I don't remember liking it, but I don't
yeah,
remember like really like being upset about it. It's
yeah,
been a while.
just felt it was probably one of those cash grabs of a movie. Like, oh, let's make a Sandlot too. But
I think The Sandlot is when I really realized how much I love a narrated movie.
okay,
Like I'm a real sucker for a narrated movie.
that
I
would
don't know
honestly
why.
be that would be a fun podcast list to put together. Like, what are the best narrated movies? Because
Yeah.
I feel like if they're done well, they do add such a great element to the tone of like the movie. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes it's just, like Sandlot is like a perfect example of that. It's not as good of a movie if there's not a narrator. Like, it
Well,
does
I even
make the
think of like
movie.
Emperor's New Groove. Like Emperor's New Groove is narrated by the Emperor, and it's like
Yeah,
it adds so much to the film. Like
yeah,
comedic values, good like and it helps, and especially for like those children movies, and I know that's not why I love them, but like it really does help them kind of understand what's going on and give a little bit extra. It's really nice.
yeah. No, it's fun element to a movie. I feel like we don't get much of those anymore. I don't know the last time that I've heard of like a new movie coming out that's had that narration to it.
I'm trying to rack my brain for one kind of, but I'm not. I'm kind of coming up in one of the greatest movies of all time is Shawshank Redemption, and it's
That's true.
narrated by Morgan
Yeah,
Freeman. Like it's just
yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
It is so good.
Because
And it's. I mean,
I love sitting and being told a story, man. Sit and
yeah.
tell me a story, and that's happening, and I love it.
One, if you have Morgan Freeman doing it, like it doesn't. It like does not get better. Like he is the
Yeah.
best narrator ever. Does he? He doesn't narrate. What's the movie with him and Jim Carrey in it? Um, oh, what's the name of that movie?
Hmm.
I don't think he narrates that one. For
Him
some
and
reason,
Jim
though, I
Carrey
thought,
does not like strike.
what is the name of that? Are
Um.
you looking it up?
Yeah. Well, trying to.
Yeah, what is the name of that movie? I don't remember if he does. Is it Evan Almighty? I think that might be what it's called.
Okay. I haven't seen that.
Okay. I don't
So
remember if he narrates that movie or not. I
probably
don't know. I
does. I know
feel
he
like just when I
plays
see
God in
Morgan
that
Freeman,
movie.
yeah, it's such a strange movie. Um, yeah, I don't. I feel like anytime I hear of Morgan Freeman being in a movie, I almost just assume he narrates something in it
Yeah,
because he's just
yeah,
like
it's his
known for
voice.
that. Yeah, he doesn't narrate the Batman Dark Knight trilogy, so there's that.
No.
But when he's in those scenes, you're like, yeah, it's a pretty awesome voice.
Yeah. He's got
But
like
yeah,
pretty low. He's got like a lot of movies that really suck. Apparently,
well, he's done a. I feel like he's done a lot of
he's just done
movies.
so much.
Yeah,
Yeah, he narrated Conan the Barbarian, the
I've never seen that.
2011 remake.
I
I haven't
bet
seen
that's
it
not
either.
very good. I bet that. What's the rating on that one?
5.2.
Yeah, I didn't think that one was very good.
Yeah,
But no, I feel like narration movies are kind of something that's like almost a thing of the past. Like I feel like it
yeah,
was like a gimmick almost, and I just feel like we don't get them anymore. So that
yeah,
might be something we need to
yeah.
check into.
Bring that back.
Bring
Bring
back,
that
yeah, bring it
narration
back.
back.
It's a good time. But
I even think of like the end of Avengers Endgame when Tony Stark is narrating his own funeral.
oh, dude,
Dude, how
so
good
cool.
is that?
It is
Like
so good.
I hope we get it back. I hope we get some semblance of what we had. I don't know. I just uh
Yeah.
so
I feel
good.
like even if it's just like you're just talking, just a scene, like those scenes
Yeah.
can do so much for a movie. I feel like did Oppenheimer have some of those? I feel like it had some
Yeah, it had
narrated
some narration.
scenes, which that's another great movie. So yeah, well, Zane, we talked about our anticipated projects coming up. You answered all of the trivia questions right. I'd be interested to you
Woo!
guys listening. Were there any of those trivia questions that stumped you? I feel like if you're a movie person, you probably didn't get stumped by those, but I feel like there's some of them in there that might throw you a little bit for a loop. So let us know for sure if any of those stumped you. But Zane, anything else you wanted to talk about on this episode of the podcast?
Oh no, guys. Man, this was fun. Thanks so much for putting those together. I was
Yeah.
nervous. I'm gonna be honest.
I told you I
So
wasn't. I told you
14
yesterday. I
and a
was like,
half, 14 and a half out of 15.
okay, we'll take 14 and a half.
Yeah.
I told you they weren't going to be too hard. I didn't want you to be too stressed about it. Just some generic questions. Get your brain thinking a little bit. Maybe remind you of some of the good movies that's been a while since you've seen. So, guys, thank you all so much for watching another episode of Weekly Fix. We look forward to seeing you in the next one. I don't know what the next episode was. Zane, do you got any idea of what is
It's our
next week?
rundown.
Is 99, right?
Yeah, 99. We got our November rundown. What's coming out?
Yep. So we got that coming up, and then the week after that is the big one, the big 100 that we're going to be putting in a lot into that episode. It might be a little bit of a long one, but I think it's going to be well worth it. But as always, thank you all so much for watching or listening to the Weekly Fix on whatever platform you prefer to do that on, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.
Peace.